Revelation 8 verse 10. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers. As Dr. Albert Barnes puts it, that there should be some chieftain or warrior who would appear suddenly like a blazing star, and then disappear like a star whose light was quenched in the waters. End quote. We are now brought to the subversion of the Western Roman Empire by the Huns. The third trumpet is premised by Attila, the most famous of the Huns. Attila was born 406 AD in Hungary. He was a short man with Asian features and often dressed beyond the bounds of good taste. When Ruglia, his uncle, died, Attila and his brother ruled the Huns. Attila murdered his brother, Bleda, and gained complete control of the Huns. There fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp or meteor. Attila pounced on Rome as a meteor, with an army of 200,000 to 500,000 ruthless men. They rode from village to village, plundering and pillaging, eating raw meat that they placed under their saddles. Edward Gibbon states, and I quote, "Europe, above of 500 miles from the Euxine, the Black Sea, to the Adriatic was at once invaded, and occupied and made desolate, by myriads of barbarians whom Attila led into the field." End quote. At the time, the Romans sent their Balkan forces to Sicily, to fight against Genseric the Vandal. This left a clear path for Attila the Hun to invade Rome. And the star fell upon the third part of the rivers. As stated in previous videos, the phrase, the third part, refers to a region that once belonged to one of Constantine's sons. Attila destroyed 70 cities along the Danube River, the second longest river in Europe. He destroyed cities in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Croatia, Romania, Ukraine, amongst others. Verse 11. The third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters. Wormwood is an antiseptic herb that is noted for its bitter taste. This is the typology that Scripture uses to describe the bitter consequences of Attila's raids. For example, in Switzerland, Attila's forces captured 200 young women. They brutally tortured them. Some had their bodies split in two by horses and the rest were crushed under the wheels of their chariots. The women's bodies were dumped on public roads to be eaten by vultures and wild dogs. 452 AD. Attila invaded Italy. The citizenry fled and hid in the swamps and marshes. This gave rise to the city that is now known as Venice. 453. Attila got married. On his wedding night, he had a gluttonous feast and consumed excessive amounts of wine which caused blood vessels in his esophagus to burst while he was sleeping. Attila choked to death on his blood. Attila the Hun burned out like a meteor. The fourth trumpet is next.